Good morning. Friday, February 7th. Looking for some trades, getting a little bit of a later start. Nothing going on right now. It's just in some chop. We got the current time 10:36 a.m. Just kind of looking back. There are a couple of opportunities here. I like this double tail right here off the EMA. That would have been a good one. Probably that one would have been close. If I've taken this one, probably would have closed out for a loss, but could have gotten back in. This one would have been a good level of resistance here to take down, but it didn't quite make it. Pushed up. This would have been a good long here. That one would have won. A couple opportunities here. This was a good move. Bounced to the EMA. Strong move up. A couple of opportunities here. Kind of an iffy day. It's kind of a not the greatest movements of today. Gonna have to be a little bit more hesitant about trade selection today. So, although I do like what's going on here, I don't know what's going on with my crosshair here. I'll pause the video and wait for a good trade. Just looking at some price action here. In a normal situation, this was decent. Resistance here. Could have had a move down. Was at 27.5 down to 24.5. That would have been a winner if I'd have taken it. I considered it, but based on the movements of looking at the past history here, here's a good level of resistance here. Didn't really make it. Some instances did, some didn't here. So I'm just kind of watching the market here and kind of see what it does. This I almost like here. Actually, I might take this one. This one I kind of like. I really wanted to enter at 28. Where I'm at 28.25, so about a tick off of where I wanted to be. Let's see if this makes another move back up to this level of resistance, and it did. Woohoo! And I liked this double tail down here touching the EMA. That was a nice indicator of a move up. Actually, I might, shoot, I got into that much too late. Way late. Might cancel out of this one if I can get in a couple of ticks profit here. Yeah, I'm going to take that one. That one would have won if I'd have got in where I wanted to. Oh, shit, I should have stayed in. We'll count it as a win because it was a winner, and I did get a little bit of profit out of it, but I'm going to go for another trade here. Actually, I could probably go for another half trade. I only need, I'm sitting at $80. Normally I'd go for 100, so really I only need maybe 5 ticks to cover the extra commission, since I'm going for 3 trades here. And I don't like this one, and I'll tell you why. I know it could bounce off of this EMA and likely will close up, but the candle before it is what I look at, and the candle before it came down and touched it. If it would have come down and didn't quite touch it and then touched it, you see the wick touch this, then I would have taken that. That'd be a great trade setup. But because this candle here actually came down and physically closed on or below this EMA, that disqualifies it for me. And it might still run up, but this more often than not is an indicator that it doesn't. So, and yeah, see, this looks like it would have been a winner, but I'm going to wait and look for something a little bit better. Here's an opportunity, possibly. Nope, pushed right through it all. Well, shoot, I should have taken that and ran. Look at it go. It's a little volatile right now. I'm gonna close out of this. I don't like it's moving too fast to really take a trade. I like this down. and it would have won too, but it's too volatile at the moment. I'm gonna let it slow down for a minute. I'll pause and let it slow down. This is one of the old school setups here, and I knew that was going to hit with slippage. I hate those 2 ticks of slippage. Let's see what it actually gives me. That's really plenty. I'm going to, come on, push back down again. I only need a few ticks. There we go, nice. Oh shoot, I should have stayed in for the whole thing. So, you know, I moved up my profit target there because I only needed a few ticks to meet my goal for the day, which is really all I care about. Since I messed up, I didn't mess up, but I got in at a terrible fill over here, and here I really only needed a few ticks to meet my goal. So 3 wins. Let me explain this one a little bit. So what this one does, as this price breaks through all of these EMAs, this yellow and this blue are really kind of the major control lines. So this is the first level that I knew that it could break, that I could do this. So this is a level of support on its way down. It broke through and did a little pullback, almost to the white EMA. That's not as critical when it's right on it, but it did come back and touch the yellow. So then it was, I always call this a recharge. So when it came down, it's pulling back, kind of a recharge to move its way back down. And then part of the other thing I saw was there was plenty of space to move back down to this blue EMA, which is exactly what it's doing. So I figured that, you know, the chances are that it's going to push back down, at least enough to get me a couple the ticks that I needed to close out my trade. And in this situation, you know, I really kind of like this double tail here. And it's going to push back through. This one didn't quite touch, and this one may not touch and didn't, so that's no trade. But now you can kind of see the thought process as we go through here. I like this double tail right here on this EMA. This is not one of the major EMAs, but there was support down here. And even though it's kind of like right on the line, this was previous resistance. This now, it came up. Now this is kind of bouncing off the support. This is kind of a level of support now. Another level of support down here. Got the double tap on the EMAs. So there was room to move up to the new level of resistance that was made. There was room to get the ticks that I needed. And there you go. And then once it got to this level of resistance, I tried to play the move back down, which actually did work out. I got a terrible fill and should have stayed in. I would have gotten a full win, but I panicked because I got such a terrible fill on that one and didn't know if it would move enough with this support down here to get me a full win, but it would have. So that's why I looked for another opportunity here. This one is the recharge trade, I always used to call it, and got enough ticks there. And then if I pull up my control panel here, you can see that third trade got me 7 ticks. So 115 minus, that's going to be what, about $13.50. So just over $100 for the day. So with the 91 I made yesterday, I'll make a little over $190 for the week. Not the best week, but a green week, and only 1 losing day out of 3 weeks. I think I've been tracking this now. So not terrible. Not the best week, but there's going to be good weeks. There's going to be bad weeks. So at least I didn't have a losing week and can hold my head up high about that. So that is all for today. Let me know if you have any questions. See you next week. Have a good weekend.